Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Thursday, March the 21st. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. How to trade like a pro over and over. You know, the market does the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm sure you've probably watched one or two of my repetition videos where, repetition is the mother and skill. But I mean, over and over again. Every day you see my post here, my videos, and it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. Well, that's trading. That's part of trading like a pro. We're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You don't see these screens change. You don't see a bunch of new indicators popping up on these screens. It's the same thing over and over again. And if you get bored with doing the same thing over and over and over again, then trading isn't for you. It really isn't. Because, see, trading is so old and it's the same thing over and over again. So if you want to up your game, you're going to have to learn to love, not just like, but love doing the same thing over and over and over again. And something you're really going to need to do over and over and over again is your money and risk management. I mean, talk about boring. It's the same thing over and over and over again. But it's necessary. It's one of the three legs on that three-legged stool that I talk about. And if you don't remember that, then you can watch that video. And here we have the weekly chart here. I'm going to start looking at the week. And if you notice the gap column here, right over here, it says fill because they all filled. Now, if you go back and you can watch my weekly opening gap videos, or better yet, watch the weekly wrap videos. I put those out on Friday, and you can see how many times the gap does not fill. So if you're looking for something to do over and over and over again, check out the weekly open gap trade. And if you don't like that, then you can look at the weekly wick zone trade, because you can see here that price entered the wick zone, the upper wick zone, and it went above it, and now it's gone below it. But it's the same trade. It's boring, right? Because every week you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. You're going to go long at the high and short at the low of the wick zone. There's nothing new. There's nothing to add to it. It's just, that's all there is to it. But when you do it over and over and over again, maybe you're going to get bored, but maybe you'll also get your portfolio to increase. And as you can see right now, we've had a turn of events. We've got the month is red, and now the week is red, and today is red. Remember, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green days in a row. And remember I told you about the buzzard reversal? After 3 or more bars in a row of the same color, you want to start to look for a reversal. And what did we have here? We had this closed red, and then this bar opened below the previous midpoint, that dot. Now remember what I told you about previous midpoints. You see, price went up and it went through it, okay? But then price came down through it. So the last cross was to the downside. And I said those previous midpoints can be a very profitable trade. So you could have traded it once on the way up and then once on the way back down. And you see, you'd be up quite a few pips. And we also have been looking at the opening range here. And so let's see. See, there's the low day, day 1 of the week right here. And you can see what happened. See, here's Monday, here's Tuesday, here's Wednesday. Now we're on Thursday. And you see price tested it once and then came crashing right through it. Then you come down to this opening day for the year, and you can see price went through, went below the high, but then pushed back up, and each time it's pushed back up over the high of the first trading day of the year. And here we're looking at the first day of the month opens. You can just trade those open crosses, and you can see here he had one ball at the top doing the price action, or here 3 ball at the top, price action trade, 2 ball at the bottom, price action trade. You can see how you can do these price action trades. You don't have to use the screen that I usually show it on, but you can see here using these, the first day of the month opens, you can use these as lines to trade, horizontal lines. And here's the opening day ranges. So here you've got the low for the month. Here's the high for the month. Inside bar. Look what happened. It tried poking out the bottom, and it did just a little bit, and it went right back up. So now we still have these 2 triggers, even though it happened 17 days ago. But we can still trade these levels, that inside bar. And so far for the week, we're still trading the inside bar. And here's that weekly high, and here's that weekly low. So we've tested the high. Looks like 1, 2, 3. No, that put in the high. So let's see, right here. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hasn't closed above that weekly high. See, price was telling you something. See that? That's how you read the chart. No close above that line. So here it barely went above it. So if it's not going up, it's going down. See, when you start to look at things and you get rid of all the nonsense and you just look at price for what it is and you put a horizontal line there, it's real simple. Did it cross above it? Yes or no? Did it close above it? Yes or no? Very simple questions. Yes or no, true, false type questions. And that's all you have to do is look at what price is doing and then trade accordingly. It's not a mystery. Okay. Now, once again, we look at the daily. And you see here, price broke through the daily low. And we've only got 5 pairs with ranges above 100. Once again, they're all pound pairs. So if you like trading the pound, there you go. And somehow this got, oh, that's right, it's supposed to be the euro yen. And you see here, we just came off the lowest open for the day and also for the week. And you see price is making a nice move to the upside. And you see right now, it seems like the US dollar just got strong. Yesterday, it was down here. And let's see, what do we have? Once again, we've had a pivot point within the buy zone, so no strong bias, but it definitely took out the pivot. It was only, what, 9 pips away from the open, took out that pivot, came back down, short, and that was it. Basically, you had 3 opportunities to buy and 1 to short using the buy zone. Simple, clear signals. Now, is it going to be like this every day? Nope, it's not. That's why you have to trade what you see in the moment. Okay, rats. 91 pip range. See the green rats? Got some cheese there. And an opportunity to get more cheese. And once again, even more cheese. See here, the red rats, when they put in the zone, there was no rat zone trade because the range hadn't expanded. So there's the cheese. We took out the pivot. And remember, I pointed out the monthly pivot and I pointed out the weekly pivot. You see how price hit that weekly pivot? Now, I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm just saying statistically, the odds are in your favor that these pivots will get taken out. Now, I gave you that heads up earlier this week, so, don't say I didn't. And as you can see here, we cleared out this missed pivot. And yesterday, I think when I made the video, this pivot hadn't been taken out. So now I think yesterday we had 3 missed pivots in March. Now we only have 1, and it's down here. So this is using statistics to show you which way to trade and what you're aiming for. The pivot point. Price action, 3 ball at the bottom. Pro trade at the line. Here, green at the line. Normal trade, once again, 3 at the bottom, green at the line, going long and taking profit. Wick zone in and out, clear as a bell. Price gets in here, you short. Price gets in here, you short, or you go long, go long. It happens pretty much every day. I can't remember the last time we saw price close in a wick zone. I think maybe it's been once this year. But here we go again. My favorite lines to trade off of. And looking at the tick level, you can see here price, the bid crossed above the valley of the ask. The ask crossed below the peak of the bid. But we're going back up and we're trading within about, an 8 pip range. Not too bad. Right here, since I opened the chart, it gave 1, 2 buy signals. And you can see we're heading back to the 126 zone. Doesn't happen like this every day, but it's just a very simple trade. This is when I started looking at the chart, and price has to go up or down, right? It's not going to stay the same for long. And there you have it. I mean, sometimes you're just going to take maybe just a couple pips or a pip or half a pip just because of the way price is moving. So that's it, fellow traders. It's just, trading is just hopefully what you want to do is do the same thing that's profitable over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's that simple, because you see, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Now get out there and drain the banks like a pro.